12 last year, 10-10 in his opening season. Of course, he won a silver medal with Karch Kiraly. Speaking of that, Karch Kiraly, much in the volleyball news today, and won a silver medal at the Paris Olympic Games and underway. Stab dig, and that's off the antenna, and early quick score out of the middle for Penn State in their pink uniforms in honor of their coach, Katie Schumacher-Colley. There is Taylor Trammell going to the sideline, 6'2" graduate out of Lexington, Kentucky, hitting .450, second best in the conference, sixth best in the nation. And a Dotson through the block. Beautiful dig by Grimes, the libero. Transition opportunity. You were talking about this in that package before the match. Out to Merzik on the outside. That ball into the ball. Blocked by Sheridan Leverett, 6-foot junior out of Hampton, Georgia, who had that huge match on the road in that loss in 5 sets at Purdue. Extended rally, and Penn State's going to play some tough defense. UCLA has to keep that level high. Jillian Grimes, the libero, back to serve, 5'6" junior out of Westchester, Illinois. Perfect pass in system and off the edge of the block and out of bounds. That nicely done. Alexa Markley off the edge, wearing number 19 in pink for Penn State. Every serve in this match so far, I know it's early, has gone to the libero. Usually teams serve away from the libero early in this match, testing each other out. UCLA, very innovative style. They deploy 2 liberos. This is Kat Lutz. Only plays 1 rotation. Peyton Dewick, wearing number 6, and the other libero jersey will play the other 5. Pretty good passing so far. And number 44, Mendelson, the transfer out of Nebraska, with the kill. And once again, back to our starting lineups, powered by Unleaded 88, Engine Smart, and Earth Kind. Leilani Dotson back in the starting lineup for the UCLA Bruins. She's been hot offensively. 26 of her last 51 over her last 3 matches, 10 of 18 with no errors in the win versus Northwestern. So look for her to get started in the middle. A little bit of a decoy here and a better block as he starts, along with Mendelson, number 21 and 44 respectively. UCLA in system. Kate Riley puts that ball right in Audrey Pack's hands, and then this ball blocked by Maggie Mendelson in the middle. Mendelson at 6'5" out of Ogden, Utah. Better block coming right back at you. The setter, Audrey Pack, with some help out of the middle from Leilani Dotson, wearing number 8, and Pack will go back to serve wearing number 11 out of Moraga, California. Transition opportunity for Penn State. Audrey Pack, good eye work by her to identify where that set's going inside. Comes in and helps her middle blocker. First swing, first block by Merzik has had a couple of opportunities. 6'1" grad out of Livonia, Michigan. And that ball was probably traveling out of bounds, but dug by Kate Riley. Merzik, a heavy swing, dug by Dewick. Pretty good chance in transition. And through the block and off the defense. Very, very nicely done by Sheridan Leverett. Number 9 in blue, Sheridan Leverett, carries a big load. They rely on her often, especially out of system, off of a dig, to take big swings against the nice-sized Penn State block. 7th in the Big Ten Conference, 4 kills per set, hitting .254. Very solid numbers for Leverett out of Georgia. Izzy Stark with a nice lead. Good hustle by Pack. Misplayed early on in the point. Now Penn State way ahead. And one-on-one crushed down the line by Merzik. Izzy Stark is a front row setter for Penn State, and missed opportunity by UCLA early to block that ball, but they were able to stay in the rally. Just didn't end up winning the point. There is Merzik back to serve for the first time once again, putting up big numbers the last couple of matches. That's why she was player of the week in the Big Ten Conference, and that ball missed out of bounds by Grace Olson, wearing number 12 in blue. Once again, in his second year, Alfie Reft has coached in the Big Ten previously, an assistant at Minnesota, an assistant at Illinois, and an assistant coach to Karch Kiraly once again for 3 years with the Olympic team that closed out with a silver medal in Paris. Second season with the UCLA Bruins. He always wanted to be a Bruin as a young libero growing up in nearby Oxnard, California, about 35 miles away. But legendary head coach Al Skates didn't quite think Alfie fit the bill. But Alfie proved him wrong. 2006, he was the National Defensive Player of the Year at the University of Hawaii. I like what Alfie Reft is doing for this UCLA program. I came and watched a couple practices.
just to see how they're running it, and the energy and investment in this program and his athletes is incredible.
Dotson once again out of LaGrange, Illinois, the transfer from Northwestern and from BYU, hitting .368. Once again, very, very solid at the offensive end the last couple of matches for UCLA. Sydney Breon, 5'10", sophomore out of Dallas, Texas, back to serve. Merzik again heavily, but down inside the block that time of UCLA and Leilani Dotson.
Penn State stacking that offense on the left so they can run that D-ball to Jess Merzik.
UCLA has played more 5-set matches than anybody in Big Ten play. We talked to you about that. 4 of their 5 losses have been in 5 sets, and one of them particularly painful, and that was at Purdue. Jam-packed Holloway Gym, up 1-0, up 24-19, and ended up not closing that out, and that let Purdue and the Boilermakers, who are very, very good. We're going to see them on Saturday against Wisconsin. That'll be at Mackey Arena before nearly 15,000.
Perfect pass. Leilani Dotson makes herself available, gets her body turned, and goes cross-body at that right back position for the kill.
Dotson again nearly perfect against Minnesota, against Northwestern last Sunday, 10 of 18 with no hitting errors. Good swing. Cameron Hanna, 6'2" graduate out of Lansing, Illinois, having a big year, 3.5 kills per set.
Tough serve by Dotson. This ball's off the net. Jillian Grimes steps in, and then the block press by the Bruins too late, and Cameron Hanna takes advantage.
Cameron Hanna, the transfer from Clemson, 1,506 kills during her illustrious career, and Olsen successfully over the top, wearing number 12 in blue.
Grace Olsen is long.
There is Katie Schumacher-Colley in her 3rd year back at her alma mater. Won the first national championship for the Nittany Lions back in 1999.
I like that idea. Grace Olsen trying to serve that ball short to disrupt the offensive routes of Penn State, but executed a little short.
Here is Hanna back to serve. Touches 11 feet. That's a lot, and has a very, very good arm swing as well. Mentioned Katie Schumacher-Colley and her team wearing the pink jerseys in honor of breast cancer, and they're aware that their head coach was diagnosed with breast cancer back on September 16th, had her first chemotherapy treatment on Monday, said she's feeling fine, and there are no plans in place for her to step aside need she take some time away from the team. They have not planned for that at all. She anticipates being on the sideline all the way through. And we, all of us in the volleyball community, wish her the very, very best in her battle. Out of system. Good deep swing, dug by Riley. Chance for UCLA. Nice rhythm. Really good rhythm to the outside indeed. Leverett with a kill, Holly.
UCLA attacking from the service line. It started with a tough serve by Kate Riley to get Penn State out of system, and then fastball to the pin, finding that corner open. Beautiful choice.
Kate Riley out of Manhattan Beach, a transfer from Stanford, where she was the winningest beach player in the history of beach volleyball for the Cardinal. In system, Izzy Stark into the cross court. Nice stab dig by Olsen. Good first contact, right on target. Alexa Markley doing a really nice job, number 19 in pink, on the pin, and then Taylor Trammell cleans things up wearing number 1.
Transition set, wonderful block, and then this ball set again to the pin, another cover play. Penn State doing work defensively, but third time clears for a free ball.
Alexis Markley again wearing number 19, give you more on her stats. Very, very stout looking block on the outside, playing in place of Jaravicius right now. He's got a little bit of a sore shoulder. And a Dotson on the slide. UCLA working hard in coverage as well. Quickly to the outside, Merzik off speed, Olsen all over that. Leverett off the edge of the block and out.
The effort, UCLA hitter coverage, discipline, one-arm stab by Kate Riley again for UCLA to keep it alive, and they worked hard to win that last point.
Kat Lutz will come back on. We talked about Markley wearing number 19, 6'2" junior out of Peachtree City, Georgia. 1.2 kills per set, hitting 264, but a very stout-looking block up there. Number 19 out on the right side. Good first contact. Smartly off the block and out of bounds by Mendelson.
Maggie Mendelson started her career at Nebraska, transferring to Penn State, and has given them an instant pop in the middle, both defensively and offensively. And her head coach, Katie Schumacher-Colley, says she is a workhorse, wants to get better, has been working with her freshman setter daily on their connection.
Eva Faldudo, outstanding defensive specialist on to serve. A little bit blocked by the referee station, so if you're serving from area number 1, help me out a little bit. Very, very nice swing once again. Leverett in a nice rhythm here with Pack.
And you see the choice, this time going flat and high off the hands of Penn State blockers. Sheridan Leverett able to score, down by 2.
Pack averaging just a tick under 10 assists per set, a very solid number. Dug by Riley, good rotation defense working against Merzick, and then that ball missed out of bounds by Izzy Stark, the 6'1" freshman out of Vieira, Florida, where she was the Gatorade Player of the Year.
Alfie Ref told us he wanted to defend Merzick on this line shot. Look at Kate Riley's eye work to see that ball extend and keep it alive for the Bruins, in this overpass hit out by Penn State.
Penn State leading only by 1. Good in reception again. Stark, a tough chance, ball a little bit tight here to Olsen. Tipping over the top, beautiful save that time by Jillian Grimes. Leverett again, ball set a little tight, going high hands.
Wonderful placement by Grace Olsen. Jillian Grimes, better move to keep it alive. And then in transition, Leverett off the outside hand of Markley.
Mendelson missed that ball out of bounds. Coming in to pass, Angelina Stark, the older sister of Izzy, the 6'2" senior. She's listed out of Colorado Springs. The family moved around a little bit between Colorado and the beautiful shoreline of Florida. Just underway here in Los Angeles. A good one, UCLA on top by 1. A 13-12 advantage with Holly McPeak, Paul Sunderland, inside Pauley Pavilion. Cracked by Merzick, very, very close to the line. Izzy Stark, she is just such an impressive setter to me, Holly. What do you see when you see her for the first time in person? What do you like?
Izzy Stark's impressive, just a freshman, but the location, her strength, the way she's able to push that ball to the pin from even the far sideline, and I like her decision-making as well.
There are some very, very talented freshman setters in the Big Ten Conference. Charlie Furbringer, from right here in Southern California, now playing for Wisconsin. Leilani Dotson, dug by Merzick. Olsen again, pushing deep, tracked down by Merzick. Mendelson on the slide. Boy, that looked like 4 contacts. The officials ruled that it did touch the UCLA block. And once again, Sheridan Leverett, the 6'2" junior out of Georgia, lighting it up offensively. She's already taken 16 swings.
Picks up this free ball and then gets it right back. Mendelson all by herself on that right pin because Izzy Stark had set that ball from the middle of the court.
Leverett goes to the sideline, getting some defensive help. Coming on now once again is Sydney Breon, 5'10" sophomore, as mentioned, out of Dallas. She'll come in and serve. Pretty tough serve as well. Working on Faldudo. Really good swing. Pack, good hustle again by Dewitt, keeping the ball off the floor. And then again, once again by Faldudo. UCLA is all over the off speed right now. And then putting the ball away, Kiki Horn, we haven't mentioned her name, the 6'2" freshman out of Raleigh, North Carolina, registers the kill.
How about Dueck sliding under that ball? Free ball comes back. And then in transition, look at, that's Kiki Horn picking up that roll shot and then working through the seam of the block in transition.
We talked to Alfie Reft a lot about the percentage, the number of times teams play off speed. You got to take something away. UCLA's doing a very, very good job right now on the tips and the rolls, as is Cameron Hanna. 3.5 kills per set, was really dynamic at the beginning of the season offensively. Quinn Menger, 5'9" senior out of Virginia, on to serve, and it's a good one. A serve up the middle, and that was against the libero Dueck with some help on the outside from Breon.
Watch the movement on this serve. This is called a fleeing serve, flat and clean, and had really nice pace going away from Dueck, the libero of UCLA.
It was a sleam. It was also in the seam.
That too.
Yeah, very good serve. Working deep once again on Sydney Breon. And a tough chance, that ball tapped down. Izzy Stark is a very, very physical setter at 6'1" and a high flyer. And neither of these teams dial up a lot of aces, particularly UCLA, 18th in the conference, Penn State at 15. But they're putting some service pressure on. Brilliant pass that time by Dueck, and a swing by number 12. Grace Olson on the outside.
Every coach we talk to, every single match, talks about this serve and pass game. Very tough serve. Look at Dueck get her platform on this ball and deliver it to her setter. And then Grace Olson finds high seam on the right.
There is Leilani Dotson. Statistically, Peyton Dueck is the best passer of the receivers for UCLA at 56%, either good or perfect. You go down the list, Grace Olson, who's a passing opposite at 61% good or perfect, and then Kate Lutz comes in at 38. So a very good receiving lineup right now. Anna Dotson up front, outstanding big middle blocker, 6'5" graduate student out of Fort Collins, Colorado. Still nothing particularly. Oh, look at that shot. Kiki Horn slicing off a very, very nice cut shot.
We talked to Alfie Reft this week, and he said, look, we want to get our hitters different looks. This time Kiki Horn comes inside and surprises Cameron Hanna with that sharp execution. There
is Olson. Very easy serve. Stark, and then off the edge, Taylor Trammell will gobble that up. And if you're hitting 450 and in system like that, that's almost an automatic point. You look at Penn State, 18-1, and their only loss was at Pittsburgh, the #1 ranked team in the country. They're currently 8-0. 3-0 over Minnesota, 3-0 over Oregon, 3-0 at Purdue. So very impressive resume early on so far for the Nittany Lions. Good read by Stark. Pretty good set in transition that time by Alexa Markley, but just missed out of bounds by Merzick.
Missed blocking opportunity by Penn State, not recognizing the setter front row, but Izzy Stark, wonderful read.
Kate Riley will go back to serve. 17 aces, 16 errors coming in, averaging just over 2 digs per set. Had not played indoor volleyball since her years in high school.
4 years off.
Another Costa kid?
Maricosta.
There you go, another Costa kid. It's like Assumption in Louisville. Dotson there, working against Merzick, off speed. Dotson is roofed. Pretty good looking slide play, but what a crushing block that time by Merzick.
Prior to this play, I'm like, we got to get Anna Dotson involved for UCLA, but Jess Merzick up over hands, just nowhere to go on that. What a defensive play at the net by number 9 in pink.
A master class of timing and swing blocking against the slide. And high up into the block and out of bounds, and the good rhythm by Leverett continues for the Bruins. Tied at 19.
Sheridan Leverett has been able to score in so many different ways, tooling, but she has to be creative. This is already 17 swings this early in the match for her.
Penn State hitting a 258 clip, UCLA better than that at 281. Penn State already with 4 scoring blocks. Here is Lutz. Right side to Markley. Perfect shot into the deep cross court corner.
Alexa Markley can play either pin for Penn State, and I love her choice. She can hit this ball straight down or inside the block, but going to that deep corner, no defender is standing back there.
There is Faldudo again, Ava Faldudo, expert defensive specialist. Free ball coming to Penn State. Going to extend their lead into the red zone. Olsen says not yet. Dug by Faldudo. Merzik maybe got a little bit lucky off the equipment, and then Leverett maybe played a ball that was drifting out of bounds, but point in possession to Jess Merzik and Penn State.
Jess Merzik in transition goes super sharp off the hands of Leverett. Penn State leading by 2.
And homage, if you will, to the greatest coach in the history of college basketball. Penn State looking again to extend their lead. We were talking during the commercial break, Holly. You said it, Alfie Ref said it's time to believe. Oh, and just out of bounds. A whisker away. That has been the story for Leverett and UCLA, not only so far right now in this opening set, but all season long through these tough 5-set losses.
Sheridan Leverett on that left pin goes super sharp inside the defense, missing wide.
Olsen out of the back row. Pretty good swing. Pretty good, outstanding swing from about 13 feet off the net by number 12.
Grace Olsen is rangy on the right side, number 12 in blue. Look at her get her feet to this ball. High contact point. Penn State opting not to block, and she finds open court.
She is really critical to UCLA's aspirations because she plays as a passing opposite and is their best, statistically, is their best receiver. Merzik inside the block, dug by Dewick. UCLA must have, and they don't get it. Looking for a touch, but missed out of bounds. Good high flat swing, but no touch off the block against Leverett.
In these last 5 points of every set, the red zone, where you have to be able to execute, and that's where UCLA has struggled.
3-1 run now from Merzik and Penn State. 23-20. Best 3 out of 5 sets. Dodson, no. Back to Leverett, and she is blocked. Izzy Stark on the outside, along with Alexa Markley, are outstanding right side blockers.
I like the Penn State block, but I think UCLA is way too left side dependent. They got to get other players involved to take some pressure off Leverett.
Have they been passing well enough to do exactly that?
Yes, they have.
I agree with you. I completely agree, Holly. They're running slide. They got to open up the middle of the court a little bit. Way too left side dominant.
They've been able to score on the gap, and I get it. They need to move the Penn State blockers in the middle, but keep some in front and spread it. Give them some different looks. It's been a ton of balls to Leverett.
5, stay healthy and train. USC is going to be a tough out. Merzik back to serve, first of 4 set points. Leverett. Outstanding swing, and even the libero Jillian Grimes inside the block couldn't get a piece of that.
Leverett already 22 swings in this first set for UCLA.
How many too many? That is way too many. 8 kills on 21 swings, but 6 errors. So 21 swings. Do the subtraction. Only 2 net points for Leverett. Set point number 2. Faldudo, good pass. And Trammell. Boy, Penn State knows how to use all of the opponent's real estate. We saw it previously from Alexa Markley into the deep cross court, and exactly the same by Cameron Hanna to close things out. Penn State led 20-19, and then they cruised in the red zone. The 3rd-ranked Penn State Nittany Lions, 8-0 in the Big Ten Conference, take the opening set, 25-21 at Poly Pavilion.
Side pin with a stuff block.
Penn State very impressively sided out at 72% and good balance. Trammell with 3 kills. Cameron Hanna, who had the set point swing with 3. Merzik with 4. And also Maggie Mendelson. We talked about her earlier, the transfer from Nebraska. She was a 2-sport athlete when she was playing for the Cornhuskers, playing basketball and volleyball. She's only going to play volleyball at Penn State. That'll give her a little time to recover. And just underway here, the pink-clad Penn State Nittany Lions, currently ranked number 3 in the nation. Pitt Panthers, only 1 loss. That was at SMU. Nebraska with only 1 loss. That was at SMU. Ranked number 1 and number 2. Angelina Stark, Izzy's older sister, trying to track that one down. Smart shot over the top of the block by Leverett.
Kate Riley, the defensive specialist from UCLA, stepping in and doing a really nice job. That deep shot open over that line block when Izzy Stark's playing defense, because she's playing for the short ball.
Here is Lutz again. He will serve twice, coming in for Peyton Dewitt. Kind of a very interesting use. That was an interesting block. Leilani Dotson a little late to it. UCLA should be farther ahead in the point. That's a point that UCLA should have won early on, and they didn't, Holly.
I agree. Missed opportunity. You have to take advantage of those plays. And a little bit tentative on the cover, and then they don't get the look they want. Beautiful block, but what a cover by Jillian Grimes.
There is Ava Faldudo, 5'7" freshman out of Elmhurst, Illinois. Number 5 overall recruit nationally. First team high school All-American. Dotson. Faldudo is there, and that's a play she'll make 9 times out of 10.
Paul, you and I were talking about UCLA running something else, attacking out of the middle of the court, using some other attackers. And this time, Leilani Dotson, even though the connection wasn't amazing, they were able to result in a kill.
You talked about stress in the block. No stress right now against Penn State in the opening set. UCLA was very predictable, and they were in system a lot, probably 60-70% of the time. Nice throw down that time by Mendelson, coming in at a 332 clip, and also a good blocker to go along with Taylor Trammell's offense, 1.2 blocks per set for number 44.
Izzy Stark has tons of confidence going to Maggie Mendelson, whether it's in serve receive or transition.
There is Merzik, tough serve down the line, well handled, tough chance for Pack. Maybe a little bit too tight on the reception. And that ball tucked down inside by Cameron Hanna.
UCLA late on their press defensively over the net as blockers. That's your most important move. It doesn't matter if you're high. If you're not over, you're going to get used.
Jess Merzik, 1,753 kills, 1,031 digs, 92 aces. I'd say she has had a not just good, but spectacular career. Very nicely done once again by Sheridan Leverett into the cross court.
Kate Riley again handling the pass really well, keeping the Bruins in system, and Leverett continues to impress on that left side.
2 hitters up front, Izzy Stark. This is a 2-hitter rotation. Stark in middle front wearing number 21 in pink. And that ball, good eye by Merzik. Boy, she is so experienced. Good decisive call and good communication work in the backcourt as Trammell comes back on.
UCLA trying to go after Jess Merzik in serve receive, just missing that ball wide.
Here is Menger again, the defensive specialist out of Powhatan, Virginia. Saw her a couple of times serve very effectively. Dialed up an ace and a service winner. One-on-one right side, and Grace Olson able to put that ball away. Good offense by UCLA.
I like the balance. You've got Leverett on the left side, Grace Olson on the right. Perfect pass, and then able to run a nice ball where Grace Olson only has 1 blocker in front of her. We haven't seen that a lot so far this afternoon.
6'4" out of Pleasanton, California. 28 matches last year, averaging over 2.5 kills per set. Nice first contact by Merzik, and into the middle. Wonderful connection that time between Izzy Stark and Taylor Trammell.
2 Bruin blockers there to try and slow this ball down. You see Kiki Horn coming in to try and help late to close that seam.
Trammell coming in at a 450 clip, 6th best in the nation and 2nd in the Big Ten Conference. Andy Jackson for the Cornhuskers is the only player in the conference with a better efficiency number. That ball nicely off the top of the block once again by Olson.
Grace Olson with her 5th kill. Would love to see the Bruins get Anna Dodson going. We know she can score. We've seen her over the years be such a force offensively and defensively for the Bruins.
It has. It has been a struggle so far on the year. We'll give you the numbers to prove it after this point. It's a very poor transition set. Markley smart shot over the top, but out of bounds. You're talking about Anna Dotson, honorable mention All-American, 3 times All Pac-12, hit 374 last year with the same setter, mind you. This year she's 90 points lower out of the middle. 6'5" middle blocker, a very good one. Number 2 has got to find a way for UCLA. Free ball chance for the Bruins. Maybe they'll go to Dotson here, keeping her in front on the gap. Perfect dig that time by Grimes, but misplayed at the net. Key point for UCLA.
Free ball opportunity. Yes, please get Anna Dotson the ball. Fantastic dig, but too tight to the net, and Penn State can't do anything about it.
And we talked to Alfie Reft about the big drop in numbers and pointing out, and he knows better than we do, he coached them last year, that they were the same offensive combination. That's a good swing. That's good offense. Front and then behind. But Pack and Dotson, if UCLA is going to get back in this conference race, they need that combination to work just like that.
Middle attack is so important, and when you've got that veteran experience and talent from Anna Dotson, use her as much as possible.
UCLA on a 4-0 run, now with the 8-5 advantage, down 1-0. Hannah, that ball did not have a lot of topspin on it. That was a tough chance for Peyton Dewick, but a much needed kill to get out of that rotation.
Cameron Hannah hitting that flat ball to the corner with a lot of success and doing it consistently. She's early hang time, but deep to that corner right between those 2 defenders works.
Cameron Hannah and Taylor Trammell are both 4 of 5, no errors. Dotson, see now the block is not organized, but what a good move. Hustle here by Horn. Free ball coming to Penn State. Where do you go? Do you go to Trammell? Quickly to the outside, and Merzik is blocked by Pack.
No easy points tonight. Look at this late block by Trammell, and then the Bruins do everything they can to get it over the net, and then ball to the pin. Audrey Pack, known as a very strong blocking setter, shuts it down for Merzik for the Bruin point.
Riley on to serve. Working on Merzik, forcing her to receive and then go and attack. Good first contact by Riley, and really trying to work the middle, this time back in front, just as you pointed out, Holly McPeak. And that ball missed carelessly out of bounds by Stark.
Even though it's not hitting the floor exactly, Penn State's not able to attack back, and that's a good start for the Bruins.
UCLA went on a couple of pretty good runs in that opening set. We were at 13-12, one of the early timeouts, then 21-19, and then Penn State rolled to the 25-21 win. Out to Merzik. UCLA has done a good job on the off speed. Good reaction by Dotson. And Pack, very smartly done by the Bruins setter.
More variety of offense, more stress on the Penn State defense, and it's working for the Bruins right now.
A concerned Katie Schumacher-Colley again in her 3rd year.
Quick recycle, and then Audrey Pack calls her own number, throws it down to the middle of the court.
You can't replace a legend like you can't replace John Wooden, you can't replace Russ Rose, but that is the task. That ball Trammell off the edge of the block and out of bounds.
UCLA block there, just can't control it, and UCLA has a little bit more energy after some success in the 2nd set.
Grimes back to serve, 4 digs per set, 4th best in the league. Also very dangerous at the service line, good first contact. Olsen one-on-one. Dug by Stark, Angelina, the older sister. The younger sister, Stark, was a little bit slow in that cover. Olsen again. UCLA starting to find some options offensively.
UCLA finding their rhythm offensively. We've seen them use their middle. They're going to Grace Olsen more. Not so Sheridan Leverett heavy, and that really puts Penn State defense on their heels.
Olsen now 7 of 12, hitting over 375. Lutz is on once again, shares the libero duties with Peyton Dewick. Merzik pass to attack, and better out of the middle by Mendelson. 6'5" junior, again out of Ogden, Utah. 14 matches for the Huskers before transferring over to Penn State.
Jess Merzick, beautiful pass, and then isolation in the middle. Maggie Mendelson going sharp for the cross-court kill.
UCLA leading 12-9. Penn State, number 3 in the country. Only one loss on their resume. That was to the Pitt Panthers. Good dig, perfectly done that time by Grimes. Chance for Merzick. Do it right back at you. Good first contact. Stark stepping in. Chance in transition again for UCLA. Oh, but the block is there. Stark along with Mendelson.
We are seeing so much great left side or left back defense by both liberos. Dueck picks that one up. And then Izzy Stark setting up that block tremendously. Really strong blocking skills as a freshman.
Looking for Dotson out of the middle. Yes, there are two Dotsons, Leilani and Anna. I don't know if that caught a piece of the block. It did not. That is ruled off the tape and out of bounds. Unforced error by number 9 in pink.
Merzick going off the tape. No touch by the Bruins.
Merzick struggling here, 4 of 23 with 4 errors, hitting 0 on 23 swings. And UCLA doing a magnificent job defensively in this, the second set. Grimes, pretty good pass, back to Merzick again. A lot of block touches for the Bruins. Olsen.
Audrey Pack doing a really nice job disguising the set. First of all, it starts with the dig. Kay Riley puts it in her hands. Good deception. The middle blocker, Mendelson, took a step to her right, and that isolated Grace Olsen one-on-one on the right side. That's advantage hitter every time.
UCLA has really stepped it up at the offensive end as well. They've been pretty good in reception. Back to Merzick. Rhythm wasn't quite there. Sheridan picks up the off speed. And Olsen is blocked, but there's a net violation. Immediately, Jess Merzick said, yep, that's on me. And we might be looking at, well, we're going to take the media timeout. I think Penn State might have taken one in any case if it had gone any longer. Good response by UCLA on top of the Nittany Lions, 15-10 in the second. And that ended the 4 consecutive national championships for Russ Rose and the Nittany Lions. 07, 8, 9, and 10, and ended in 2011. First ever meeting here at Pauley Pavilion, as mentioned, and the first, let's look at the angle here. This is a wonderful swing by number 9 in pink, Jess Merzick, and there's nobody home, well inside the 3-meter line.
And she was hitting 0-0-0 before that swing, now in the positive numbers.
Chance for UCLA. They fall behind in the point when they had a pretty nice lead. Grimes, good dig, and ripped down the line, but missed by Cameron Hanna, so some unforced errors here by Penn State. The series history mentioned the 14th meeting all time, ended the 4-peat run. The 4-peat run was ended in 2011. UCLA leads the all-time series 7-6. And this is the first meeting ever at Pauley Pavilion. The first ever women's NCAA volleyball championship was held in this building.
I think I was here.
Won by USC. That was in 1981.
Oh no, I wasn't here.
100%. I think we could both see that coming when the pass developed right on top of the net. Here is Mendelson. Once again, the Bruins on top now by 5, trailing 1-0. Really good combination, but that ball missed out of bounds. Good swing by Olsen and a beautiful delivery by Pack. I'd go right back to it.
Pack has been isolating Grace Olsen. Most of the time only one blocker, just turning that one a little bit wide.
Coach Schumacher-Cawley, 7 of 24 with 5 errors here in the second set. Credit to the Bruins, service pressure, also very good in reception. To the outside, good block touch. Merzick, Hanna.
Two players move in front of one another, but create a good opportunity to score.
Currently in the mix, and I haven't said that for quite a while. Going Olsen right back to her. Poor set in transition by Faldudo, and she doesn't miss many. Olsen again. Faldudo making up for it with a spectacular dig. Kiki Horn has been pretty quiet. Good play by Cameron Hanna. Trammell working really hard in the middle, number 1 in pink. Long, scrappy rally And Grace Olson hammering the ball off the right side.
So many good defensive plays, sticking their arm out just to keep it alive. Grace Olson was doing some work to find some open room on that Penn State defense to attack.
Joy Ume on to serve, 5'8" graduate out of Lakewood, California, transfer from UCI. A little part of that rally, it looked like something in a nearby park and a picnic, but not when Olson put the hammer down. Oh, an unforced error. Izzy Stark tried to be very, very aggressive into Trammell.
But if you're a middle blocker, you cannot take a play off, especially with a talented setter like Izzy Stark. She can still feed you the ball.
A very concerned Katie Schumacher-Colley. And if you're just joining us, was diagnosed with breast cancer back in September 16th, and had her first chemo treatment. We all wish her the very best this past Monday. Penn State looking to get out of this rotation, not yet. Stabbed by Horn. Good step in by Faldudo. Anna Dotson doing it at both ends.
We didn't say Anna Dodson's name the entire first set, but we've been able to because they've got her involved in the offense, and that helps on the defensive end. You feel more in rhythm with the game in there, taking advantage of that overpass.
Ume will continue to serve. UCLA led it by the largest margin, 15-10, now back on top by one more than that, 20-14, commanding lead. Faldudo, perfect pass. Merzick trying to free her up, and they do so on the D out of the right back.
Across the country, the back row attack has been such a big trend. We see a lot of Bicks and pipes out of the middle, but this is a D ball on the right side of the court, and Jess Merzick able to operate through the seam of the block for the Bruins.
Pipe right down the middle of the court, back row quick. You'll see that in combination in the same area. Olson having a really nice match so far. A long way to go just in the second set. Olson now in double figures and then some, 11 kills on 22 swings. Penn State only hitting 129 here in the second set. Their point scoring has dropped off quite a bit as well. Right now, Penn State point scoring, in other words, scoring when they serve, at only 35% so far. That's a low number for them, as Olson will go back to serve. UCLA better at 38, pretty close in terms of side-out percentage. It was Leverett in the opening set, offensively dropped by the Bruins. It's been Olson in the second. Chance again, good block deflection. Ball set a little bit tight. What a dig by Grimes. That was a hammer that time by Kiki Horn and missed out of bounds. Cameron Hanna looking for high hands, and we might have our first challenge so far the early evening here at UCLA, and we will. That'll be a challenge for touch off the block.
Jillian Grimes sitting in that left back angle, making some beautiful digs.
Penn State is challenging a touch on at the end of the rally off the block.
Looks like Cameron Hanna trying to go high hands.
Ooh, pinky.
She did get it. I love that slow-mo from the back line.
Very nicely done by our crew. That is against the setter, Audrey Pack. You start each match with 2 challenges. You can challenge touch off the block, net violation, ball in or out, ball up or down, ball off a defender in the backcourt, a 3-meter line foot fault violation, or a service line foot fault violation. Penn State is going to be correct in this challenge, so they will continue to have 2 challenges. If you're a good challenger, you get them all night long. Coach Schumacher-Colley in her 3rd year on the sideline, once again the first ever national championship won by the Nittany Lions back in 1999, a 2-time All-American, 4 years as an assistant coach under the legendary Russ Rose, 23-9 last year, lost in the regional semis to Wisconsin for the 2nd year in a row, going out to Wisconsin.
If they're seeing what we're seeing, that's a pretty easy call.
Well, I thought it was an easy call 45 seconds ago. You know, and I go back to Penn State and their resume last year losing to Wisconsin. Wisconsin got off to a slow start. They've had some injury issues, but you look at Penn State's resume, and the change in format happened several years ago. If you're a top 4 seed, implement wearing number 8 in pink, going back to serve out of Lansing, Illinois. Second season at Penn State, balancing out with Jess Merzick. 21-16 is the lead. Well off the net for Merzick. Smart swing down the line. Really good hustle by Duick. Excellent work, number 6, the libero. Very hittable ball, but missed out of bounds by Horn.
Would love to see Kiki Horn go down the line on that particular play, but she's a freshman learning on the job on the Big Ten stage. It's not an easy one. Best competition night after night.
9 aces, 24 errors so far for Hannah. And they're going to look and possibly have a challenge now called by Alfie Reft in his second season on the sideline for the UCLA Bruins.
Challenged by UCLA for net fault.
UCLA.
Original decision, no net fault.
Thank you, Holly. So we will have a net touch challenge. Very nice dig.
Always ready.
Well, we have a moment, a little bit of history for these very, very elite programs. Andy Banikowski, your coach, Holly McPeak, 1965 to 2009, 1,006 wins, subsequently followed by Mike Seeley, an All-American here and an NCAA champion on the men's side, and now Alfie Reft, just the third head coach in the history of UCLA volleyball. And if I'm not mistaken, there are only 3 head coaches in the history of Penn State.
I believe you're right. But Andy Banikowski was a legend here at UCLA, coached so many All-Americans, multiple national championships.
Yeah, 3 national championships, 7 on the other side for Russ Rose and the Penn State Nittany Lions, including at one point 4 in a row. Yeah, I don't see anything there.
I do.
Original decision is confirmed, no net. Point stays with Pitt.
So UCLA started with 2 challenges, but that was an incorrect challenge. So Alfie Reft and UCLA just have 1 challenge remaining unless we go to a decisive 5th set tiebreaker, and then each team will get an additional challenge. Cameron Hanna back to the line, 21-17. UCLA has led by 5 twice and 6 once. UCLA does not want to think about the second set at Purdue. Good looking rhythm, beautiful rip that time by Kiki Horn. Much needed score by the UCLA freshman.
Kiki Horn, just a freshman, expected to take some big swings in this one. High seam, beautiful Bruin point. This is the red zone. This is where they need to figure out how to finish a set.
One of those 5-set losses, and we talked about it. UCLA was up 1-0 at Purdue in West Lafayette. Holloway Gym, tough place to play. Every place is tough to play in the Big Ten. Markley is stuffed, 19 in pink. Big block on the left side for UCLA. But just to finish the thought, remember we're talking to Alfie Reft. We're up 1-0, we meaning the Bruins, up 24-19, and they ended up losing that set.
Leverett all over that tight ball. That's how you make plays and finish a set.
UCLA 2 points away from evening this match. Nice reception by Grimes. Merzick is really struggling. We'll give you her numbers. Been fantastic. The reigning player of the week in the Big Ten Conference. And that was a lift called against Peyton Duick. Jess Merzick so far on the evening. 6 kills on 32 swings, 4 errors. On the season, she hits .295 and #1 in the conference in kills and points. Big opportunity for the Bruins. Back to Olsen. Missed that out of bounds, but with some margin, that makes it 23-19.
UCLA gave up one they can't give up anymore.
Alfie Reft has used a challenge. He's got at least 1 more timeout left. There's Dotson. And nicely done. Angelina Stark tracking that down. Free ball. Combination and connection not there. Critical mistake. Dug by Riley. And Leverett hammering the ball off of Mendelson and out of bounds.
I absolutely love this hustle play. Angelina Stark, all she can, one arm to get it back over the net. And then Leverett going off the inside hand of Maggie Mendelson, the middle blocker of Penn State.
Set points and 5 of them for the UCLA Bruins. 3 and 5 so far, their first ever season in the Big Ten. Penn State a perfect 8-0, tied for first along with Nebraska. And we're tied at a set apiece. Every phase of the game, a wonderful bounce back, Holly McPeak, for the UCLA Bruins.
Bruins turned it around, mixed up their offense, used more hitters, and it really paid off. And you see the numbers across the board, much improved by the Bruins.
Penn State takes the opening set 25-21. They went on a 6-2 run to close it out, and then the Bruins at home, the first time ever between these two historic programs playing at Pauley Pavilion. UCLA wins it 25-19. Back with the third on the Big Ten Network right after this. I'm not sure if this will be something all season long, but I would certainly support it in the support, if you will, for Katie Schumacher Colley.
I wore a pink too. Where's your pink?
You know, I told Coach Schumacher Colley before the match, I scrounged my house for an hour looking for a pink tie or a pink shirt, and I just came up empty. But
I need to find one.
I need to get one. Yeah. Let's take a look at the RPI. Nebraska at number 2, Penn State at number 5. There is Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin is on the move. Oregon, Purdue, USC's having a good year. Illinois, Minnesota. I wonder what the cutoff number is. I would think right now, other than Michigan, and Michigan's good. Michigan's got some nice players. Aaron Virtue, also an assistant for Karch Kira, like Alfie Reft. They're going to win their share of matches. They are not an easy out. So that's the group inside the top 50 in the Big Ten Conference. They could get as many as 9 teams into the NCAA tournament.
Maybe more.
That ball served just long to start things off with 3-time Olympian and 1990 NCAA champion Holly McPeak. Beat the University of Pacific in that championship at Cole Fieldhouse at the University of Maryland. And Maggie Mendelson will go back. UCLA at 9-8, 3-5 in conference. Penn State only loss was at the Pitt Panthers, a perfect 8-0 so far in conference. Here is Mendelson. Tight pass, and Taylor Trammell, that was very much tailored to Trammell's liking.
Yes, it was. Peyton Dueck passes, nails. Not too many balls get away from her, but this one carries long, and Taylor Trammell eats it up at the net.
56% good or perfect passes for Peyton Dueck, which is a really good number. Back there with Riley. Here's Leverett again. Dug by Falduda. Chance in transition, and Cameron Hanna again. Very good use of all the real estate.
And the rhythm was off. Cameron Hanna took her first step and started again. Watch Cameron Hanna's footwork on this approach. Well, you don't see her, but she has to regather, get her feet behind that ball, and still takes a really smart swing.
Shank pass, and that's going to be a service winner. Excuse me, Holly. But exactly right. I was surprised that Hanna got as much heat on that ball as she did. Penn State out to a very quick start. Looking at the numbers from the second set, Penn State hits 278 in the first, 108 in the second, only sided out at 50%. Very un-Nittany Lion-like. Mendelson again. Perfect pass by Dueck. Dotson on the slide. Excellent execution. Number 2 in blue with a much-needed kill.
I love the location of the set by Audrey Pack. It starts with a good pass by Dueck, and then this ball gets right inside that antenna, allowing Anna Dotson to attack the line.
Why has the slide become such an important component offensively for teams that run a 5-1?
First of all, it opens things up in the middle of the court if you're going to run a back row attack. It really stresses the middle blocker. Hard to stop one-on-one. Hitters are more dynamic off one foot, and you can run a short slide or a wide slide. Gives you a lot of variety.
How about the shot by Sheridan Leverett? Very awkwardly went after that ball at the defensive end, and then somehow got up quickly enough, to hammer this ball straight down.
It looked like Penn State gave her a whole lot of line to attack, and she said, yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. Now with 13 kills on 31 swings. Coming up after this one, we'll go across town to the Galen Center, USC and Michigan State. Good block touch by Dodson. That was Leilani. Grimes, expert dig. Hannah tight up into the block, recycle the point. Really good job getting her feet to the ball, number 8 in pink, Cameron Hannah.
Number 8 in pink doing work, Cameron Hannah in transition. Just a recycle ball, works to get back, good approach, gets her feet inside to this ball, and then the big arm for the kill for Penn State.
Tied at 1 set apiece. It was all Penn State, particularly late. Dodson is dug in the opening set, and then a very, very good response. Caroline Jarovicius on the floor now, wearing number 14 in pink. 6'2" redshirt freshman out of Cleveland, Ohio. Another transfer like Mendelson out of Nebraska. Time now for our State of Success, brought to you by State Farm. Look at the ranks for Penn State. First in the NCAA, assists per set, and also 7th in hitting percentage. Those are some very good numbers. That's why they are ranked number 3 and 18-1. Hannah conservative with that one. Good pass by Riley, and a better read for Trammell.
Taylor Trammell all over that ball defensively for Penn State. Really nice eye work to watch. Audrey Pack. This ball gets right in her hands. Trammell not surprised that she turns to try and attack that ball.
Second set, excellent response by UCLA. Now it is the Nittany Lions' turn. 7-2, and a much-needed kill off the left side once again by Leverett.
Tough serve off the tape, and Pack has to push it to the pin, but Leverett going inside with heat.
Done an awful lot of talking about the reigning setter of the week in the Big Ten Conference, Izzy Stark, but Audrey Pack right there as well. Tight pass, saved by Izzy Stark. 6'1", exceptional athlete. Beautiful job pulling that ball off the net. As a former setter, Holly, you must love this play.
I do. Izzy Stark is long. She goes up, gets this ball, and then feeds Trammell, sharp in that angle. Beautiful feed to the middle.
Trammell having another big night offensively and defensively. Taylor Trammell with her second block. She's 6 of 11 so far offensively, no errors.
A middle blocker's job is to own the net, and she's really doing it both offensively and defensively. Defensively, big stop here, and Penn State up 9-3 in this third set.
The assist leaders among the NCAA's top volleyball programs: Cameron Turner out of the University of Kansas, Kendra Waite out of Creighton, Bergen Riley there as well, and Izzy Stark not far behind. Tonight already 21 assists, and the top of the list, Lauren Yakabuchi with 11.75 out of Wright State. A solid program in the tournament for some time. Good block. Leilani Dodson again with Olsen setting it.
Leilani Dodson, number 8 in blue, is the middle blocker for UCLA. She's late getting there, but her hands are pressed back into the court, and it pays off for the Bruins.
UCLA with their 4th scoring block. Remember, Penn State was red hot in that phase in the opening set with 5 scoring blocks, only 2 since. Breon once again will go back to serve. Defensive specialist coming in to add some service pressure. Beautifully handled by Grimes. And Jarovicius, Caroline Jarovicius, a very famous name around Penn State. Father 11 years in the NFL. Super Bowl champion with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Caroline, Katie Schumacher-Cawley telling us that she had some shoulder problems. Didn't look like any there. That was some pretty good heat. Olsen, nice delivery, really good delivery, dug by Merzick, and tracked down. Good hustle by Jillian Grimes. I love the pursuit by one of the best defensive teams in the Big Ten Conference, if not the country, along with Nebraska and many others.
Alfie Ruff told us he was going to have to work for every single point. You see the hustle by Penn State. This is a group of competitive women going after every single ball.
Penn State averages just under 15 digs per set. That is fourth best, led by their libero, Jillian Grimes, who had 14 digs in a very, very convincing win over a good team from Minnesota. Mendelson over the top. Good hustle out of the back row by Ume. Merzik trying to get it going offensively. Dug by Ume. And Jaravicius misjudged that and missed it. Wide out of bounds.
Defense is so important. If the Bruins can keep the ball off the floor and get some swings for points, they can close this gap.
Here is Joy Ume, 5'8" graduate out of Lakewood, California, two-time All-Big West performer. Played as an outside attacker, so maybe she can hit out of the back row. She's playing defensive specialist right now for UCLA. Nice dig. Beautiful ball by Breon. And a better block. So whether it's Alexa Markley or Caroline Jaravicius, the blockers out on the right pin are very good.
Defense, and then Pack goes to Kiki Horn, the freshman, and Maggie Mendelson, Caroline Jaravicius. Huge Penn State block.
8 scoring blocks now. Points in volleyball scored with kills, blocks, and service aces. And Izzy Stark, a wry smile going straight down for the Nittany Lions.
That ball got away from Anna Dodson, trying to push her left side attacker to the net, but that one goes too tight.
And it was a fister. Oh, what a block. Trammell started things, and now Mendelson gets into the block party, number 44 in pink. 9 blocks now for Penn State.
Regardless of Penn State making a big stop, it still establishes the middle attack and makes the middle blocker from Penn State stay.
Good pass by Olsen, coming right back to her, and a better block. Jess Merzik. Remember early on, she had that swing stuff block against Dodson. I'll tell you, you young players out there, outside blockers, you watch Jess Merzik and Jaravicius and Markley. Very, very well done for Penn State.
Textbook left side block by Jess Merzik. Look at that hand.
Thanks so much for joining us, and it has been everybody joining the block party for the team in pink in Penn State.
There have been 4 blocks already. Much more focus on it this third set by Penn State. Maggie Mendelson and then Jess Merzik shutting that slide attack down. She is so good defensively at the net.
Teams taking turns responding. It was the UCLA Bruins coming back after dropping the opening set. Good block, touch, and chase. Merzik is still struggling. We'll give you her numbers at the end of this point. Olsen one-on-one. Beautiful set by Pack.
Defense running down that line shot, and then Pack pushing the ball to the right side. One-on-one, Grace Olsen. Beautiful swing cross court.
Back to Merzik, now 6 of 36 with 5 errors. Not her kind of night. One of the best in the business at her position. Dodson on the slide, heavy heat. Beautiful dig, but that'll be nullified by a net violation against Penn State. So a little bit of energy on the side of the Bruins after that timeout.
Definitely, and it starts with getting their middles involved. Anna Dodson driving on that back one set for the point.
Penn State being held way below their season average offensively. We'll give you those numbers comparatively after this point. Merzik again, ball. Oh, look out. Kiki Horn, look out below. And Jess Merzik, not very happy with the way she has performed so far. Her 7th kill on 38 swings with 5 errors.
Jess Merzik hits this ball so sharp and hard inside the block. It is dangerous. You got to have your hands up, and Kiki Horn says, whoa.
Good pass. That was a very, very tough serve. Working on Duick. Chance here. Merzik, good set in transition. And into the cross court, Dug. Horn is Dug. Boy, there is some heat being applied. You could hear the sound. Cameron Hanna registers the kill, number 8 in pink.
One of the benefits of having so much talent on your side of the net, especially for Penn State, is when Jess Merzik's not having a great match, lots of other players can step up.
Trammell has done that in the blocking phase. Markley along with Jaravicius, bookending on the right side. That ball missed out of bounds by Horn. And the lead continues to grow, now more than double, 17-8 for Penn State. Yeah, Jess Merzik again, the All-American, coming back for her graduate season. Two-time All-American, the reigning player of the week. I mean, she's just been phenomenal. She's #1 in the conference in points per set, kills per set, and hits .295. That's a wonderful number against the quality of opponent that Penn State has played so far in the year. Just having a tough night so far. And give the Bruins some credit. They have certainly geared their game plan and their defense to stop number 9. Must have for UCLA. Dodson, no, quickly to the outside. Horn off the edge.
Free ball and Bruins take care of it. Anna Dodson wanted that set, drove hard, and that made the Penn State block hesitate. Able to tool the block was freshman Kiki Horn.
Well, with the Big Ten expansion, teams are having to put a lot of frequent flyer miles on, and we'll show you in a moment the teams that have made the trek out to the West Coast so far. Here was Kate Riley, once again the transfer, graduate transfer from Stanford. No, right side Mendelson, good block touch, dug by Riley. Mendelson, no, tipped. A little confusion there. You take it, I've got it. Smart shot that time by Izzy Stark.
Peyton Dueck was all over that ball.
The LA two-step, Minnesota split, Michigan split, both winning at UCLA, losing at USC, and Ohio State lost twice. They were the first team to come out and play both USC and UCLA as members of the Big Ten Conference. Here's Menger. Perfect pass by Riley. Dueck with the dig. Where are you going to go? Deep to Olsen. Goes off speed. Good rhythm to the outside, but Cameron Hanna would like to have that one back. That was into the antenna and out of bounds. Nice looking offensive play. Just mishit that time by Hanna on the outside. Boy, really a back and forth match. Penn State leading at 18-10, hitting .259 after that error. UCLA at only .074 here in the second. Not very consistent for either team, quite frankly. Tough chance, kept alive by Pat. Grimes, perfect pass and delivered to Trammell.
Trammell so offensive, driving in transition, making herself available. You can tell as a middle blocker, she wants the ball. Transition drive, and it pays off. Izzy Stark loves to feed her.
Hit .358 last year, and that's an awfully good number, up to .450 so far this year. She and Stark really doing nice work together. Jaravicius down the line.
Caroline Jaravicius, huge addition, transfer from Nebraska, now has played most of the season on the right side. Listen to this free ball on hand contact. A little bit like a cannon. Everybody, when they were recruiting her, said the way she contacted the ball just sounded different, heavy on.
Unforced error here, Sheridan Leverett along with Leilani Dodson. Confused who was going to take control of that play, and coming on, Brooklyn Briscoe, 6'4" redshirt freshman out of San Diego, averaging just about a kill and a half per set, hitting .340. Missed 3 matches as a DNP. It's a tough choice for Alfie Ref to go back and forth between Leilani Dodson and now Brooklyn Briscoe on the floor. Leverett. Good high swing off the block and out of bounds.
Bruins offense has kind of sputtered in this third set. They need more firepower, and Leverett provides it, especially when other players aren't able to score.
Yeah, Leverett with 14 kills on 35 swings. Grace Olsen 13 kills. Then after that, there is a big fall off. Both Dodsons, along with Kiki Horn, pretty quiet. Oh, good set, long range set that time, and blocked by UCLA.
Brooklyn Briscoe in on that one with Grace Olson. But I'll tell you, that was an impressive set by Izzy Stark from the right side of the court all the way to the pin, and then the left hand for UCLA keeps it in the court.
You know, everything about that was good by both teams. Good set, good swing, just a little bit better block, and maybe a little lucky that time for Briscoe. Taylor Trammell again. Started her career at Purdue, played 30 matches last year for the Nittany Lions.
Cameron Hanna puts this ball right in Izzy Stark's hands. That allows them to run the high percentage middle attack again to Trammell, number 1 in pink.
Hanna only a 33% good or perfect passer. Didn't look like it there. She looked really good. Nice play by Olson. Grace Olson finding a seam in the block and impressed. When UCLA's in system, Pack is very good.
Another good pass. Dueck puts it right in Pack's hands, and then Grace Olson has one blocker in front of her, and Trammell late to close for Penn State.
Taylor Trammell, we've already seen it more than once, a very, very good left side blocker. Sydney Breon, 5'10" sophomore out of Dallas, into serve for the Bruins. Trailing 21, make it 22-13. Oh, Jaravicius with the throwdown.
We've seen a lot of people going after that throwdown to the middle of the court, especially when the middle blocker's late.
Jillian Grimes on to serve. We should give some of the defensive numbers. Penn State with 45 digs, UCLA with 47. Peyton Dueck, as you might imagine, leading the way. That's a service error. And with 9 digs for Izzy Stark, 8 so far for Jess Merzick. Boy, a lot of digs. Faldudo's got 9, Grimes has got 9. That's a lot of players doing work. Joy Yume coming on to serve once again for the Bruins. It's been all Penn State here in the third, tied at a set apiece. Mendelson, Olson keeps that alive. That ball set way too tight, trouble. Try with a wipe off, and Jess Merzick with a hammer.
When non-setters are setting the ball in transition, yes, you want it within 3 feet of the net, but you don't want it so tight that 1, it becomes dangerous, and 2, that it's hard to recycle.
Jess Merzick enjoying that one. A 6'1" grad out of Livonia, Michigan. Second team All-American last year, putting up really big numbers and doing exactly the same this year. Olson turned down the line. What a dig on target. Stark, what an athlete. What an athletic move for Izzy Stark. Didn't get the kill, but watch this play. You got to appreciate that.
I was really appreciating this ball. Little cover play. Izzy Stark goes to her knees, but look how this ball comes out of her hands. Perfect from her knees.
Absolutely perfect set. And there's the moonwalk, as we know, and then there's also the Izzy Stark knee walk. UCLA trying to find some momentum late in this third set. They have trailed throughout. And that'll do it for Penn State. Very, very solidly done. Tied at 1 set apiece, and coming out of the locker room in the break after the second set, it was all the Nittany Lions looking to go to 9-0 this year against Big Ten competition, and 19-1. We'll step aside. 3 sets in the books, and right now Jillian Grimes and the rest of the Penn State Nittany Lions on top of UCLA. 2-1. As far as hosting not only the first and second, they'll host the first and second round, but the regional as well. Underway here in the fourth. Dotson looking for a touch and did not get that. The connection still not there as Jess Merzick will start things off. Penn State won the opening set 25-21. UCLA came back very nicely 25-19 in the second. And then it was all Merzick and Penn State in the third.
Jess Merzick trying to serve that ball short, cross-court clip in the tape.
Penn State hitting .234. They are second in the conference by mere 1/100th of a percentage point for the top spot in terms of hitting efficiency. They come in on the regular season hitting .302. Wisconsin is first at .303. And Nebraska not far behind. Here's Lutz. Cameron Hanna is roofed. Audrey Pack once again, and when you look at her block numbers, she had 5 block assists against Minnesota and 4 block assists against Michigan. So nothing new here.
A couple years ago when she won that starting spot, it was because of her block. She's up, good positions, hands over the net, and she and Brooklyn Briscoe put up a Bruin wall.
Lutz again. Right down the middle, Falduto handled easily. Merzik, what a dig that time by Dueck. Smart swing by Olsen, UCLA ahead in the point. And Mendelson, ball is kept alive by the hustling Bruins. Mendelson again, no tip to the floor. Izzy Stark, a very smart offensive-minded setter.
You can just tell Izzy Stark grew up around volleyball. Beautiful IQ. Look at that dig by Lutz. And then another one, Jillian Grimes setting up Mendelson for the tip.
Ill-advised. Cameron Hanna is blocked. Good response once again, and Brooklyn Briscoe staying on the floor wearing number 4 in blue for UCLA.
She hasn't been in this match long, but already has 3 blocks.
Talking about Izzy Stark, freshmen are putting their handprints all over this collegiate season, particularly in the Big Ten Conference. Charlie Furbinger, we'll see her on Saturday at Purdue at Mackey Arena. A sellout last week against Indiana, 14,876, and expecting exactly the same on Saturday.
Izzy Stark to Taylor Trammell, number 1 in pink. They have been a beautiful connection for Penn State tonight.
Kristen Klein also doing an excellent job for the Oregon Ducks, stepping right in. And Briscoe, speaking of stepping in, nice job on the slide. Good connection that time with Pat.
And she's a redshirt freshman, missed last year with a knee injury. She could be the spark that UCLA needs.
Hanna leading the way in double figures with 10 kills. Merzik has 9, but has struggled. Eliminated some of the errors. 9 kills on 40 swings so far for Merzik. Perfect pass by the aforementioned. Breon, good dig in the back court, and then a setting mistake by UCLA. Unforced error by the Bruins. We've got a little bit of a controversy here. The first referee, I think, ruling that the ball was on UCLA's side. That is Kevin Cole, the first referee. Let's take another look.
This ball dug tight to the net.
I agree with the first referee. The entire ball was on UCLA's side. Very nice call by the first referee.
And the hitter wasn't attacking it either.
Any part of the ball in the plane would have been legal. All of it completely on UCLA's side. Dueck is exceptional, as is her counterpart Grimes. Olsen again getting a lot of work on the right side. Dug by Merzik, but out of play. Grace Olsen, what a nice match she is having, and carries such a big load in reception and defense as well.
And Grace Olsen balances out this offense when you've got Leverett getting all those swings on the left side. Grace doing that on the right. Penn State down 3-6 in this 4th set.
At Purdue, up 1-0, up 24-19, and could not get the 2-0 lead. But you are your record. It's up to UCLA, as you pointed out, Holly, before first serve. Message from Alfie Rep, you got to believe you can get it done in the red zone, in the 5th or in the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, or 4th. Smart shot off the edge of the block once again. Jaravicius has come in replacing Alexa Markley.
Caroline Jaravicius comes in with a lot of fire, very vocal on the court with her teammates.
Hanna back to serve, leading the way with 10 kills, followed by Merzik. Taylor Trammell with 8 kills on 14 swings. Izzy Stark has 5 kills on 10 swings. Very offensive-minded. Olsen again, good block touch. Here's Merzik.
I love the touch set from Izzy Stark, just the way she locates the ball, beautiful hands and consistent tempo to her hitters, so her hitters can trust when to be there on their approach.
As you might imagine, Jess Merzik, even on an off night, is starting to find a way. She's not coming off the floor. She passes at an exceptionally high rate. I'll give you that number. She passes at 47% good or perfect. She digs over 2 balls per set and hits for a high efficiency and starting to smooth things out. Mentioned their win over Minnesota. How impressive was that? Minnesota's good. Beat Wisconsin 3-0. They out-hit the Gophers 305 to 112. That's the kind of defense that Penn State can put on you. Here's Yume again. Been a fixture coming in now for Alfie Reft in a defensive specialist role. Jara vicious. Dare I say, just vicious.
Vicious with the heavy arm, number 14 in pink. Didn't start this match, has had a sore shoulder, but has come in and just put some exclamation points on the end of some swings for Penn State tonight.
Caroline is just simply vicious. That was a beautiful swing and a nice delivery. I've had Penn State now 3 times, and I'm very, very impressed with Izzy Stark. I was impressed day 1. I'm much more impressed even a couple of months later. That ball served just out of bounds. UCLA got off to a pretty quick start, but now leading at 8-6 here in the 4th. Must-win situation. There is Stark, Gatorade Player of the Year last year out of Florida. Previously, she was the Player of the Year in Colorado before the family moved. So suffice it to say, she's pretty darn good. Mendelson, right on cue. Beautiful delivery by Stark.
A fantastic quarterback makes everyone look better, but the pass facilitates that, and Izzy Stark to Maggie Mendelson, beautiful execution of the gap set.
Mendelson now with 6 kills on 20 swings. Not quite up to her season average. There is Dotson. Good work on the slide, number 2 in blue.
Anna Dotson with her 5th kill. This Bruin team does better when more hitters are involved and we're not just calling one name the entire time.
Penn State currently 18-1 overall. Once again, their only loss at Pittsburgh. Currently the number 1 ranked team in the country, 8-0 in conference. That is on top of some very good work they did at the end of last season. Here is Riley. One sister to another, Angelina to Izzy. Point for Penn State. Active win streaks in the Big Ten Conference. And as aforementioned, Nebraska 15, Penn State 10, Wisconsin. Longest active win streaks.
And that's not easy to do in the Big Ten, because every match is a battle no matter where you go across the country.
Overpass. Joust pretty well handled by Pack. You know, we talked about the national rankings, and I just mentioned Pittsburgh, a team that really took care of Penn State at home. You had Pittsburgh recently. We've both seen Nebraska. Just your thoughts on the top 4 or 5 teams in the country, and have Nebraska and Pittsburgh separated themselves a little bit from everybody else?
I think there's a lot of very talented teams who can continue to get better, but for me, Pitt and Nebraska have separated themselves.
The tournament is not that far away, and so many important matches to be played. Hannah again, that is going to be saved. Nicely done. Good work that time by Leverett to keep the ball alive. And UCLA could not follow on.
Sheridan Leverett did not hesitate running into that table.
Quite frankly, after that effort, UCLA's got to keep that ball in play. They felt that she was going to actually keep that ball off the floor. An excellent effort by Leverett. Here is Menger. The lead is only 1 after the quick start for the Bruins. Right side again, and Briscoe. Yeah, the roll shot doesn't have to come from the outside. It can even come on the back slide for number 4 in blue.
Brooklyn Briscoe 2 for 2. Lots of confidence from her setter, getting her the ball, and then middle blocker late to get there. Little tip shots open over the block.
Penn State hitting .236 so far on the night, well below their season average, and so UCLA is as well, hitting .202. Give you their season averages right after this point. Right side to Merzik, beautiful looking swing. Nice execution, and what a delivery that time by Izzy Stark. On the season, Penn State is second in the conference by 1/100th of a percentage point, hitting .302. So UCLA is doing a pretty good job against them on the night. UCLA comes in 7th place in the Big Ten Conference, hitting at a .250 clip. Duick with a good pass, smart shot to recycle by Leverett. What a dig by Stark, right to the 3-meter line. Not a very good set in transition. Well recycled by Jarovicius. And Cameron Hanna puts the hammer down.
Izzy Stark digs this ball, so Jillian Grimes steps in, bump set to Cameron Hanna, goes sharp inside the block. Nobody home.
Good timeout called by Katie Schumacher-Colley early on. Since then, it's a 9-5 advantage to the pink-clad Nittany Lions, and that forces a timeout to be called by Alfie Ruff in his second season on the sideline at UCLA. So after a quick start by the Bruins, the response has been at the hand of the Nittany Lions. 8 Nittany Lions up 2-1 on a very nice run coming out of an early timeout. Briscoe, that time off of Grimes and out of bounds.
Brooklyn Briscoe 3 for 3. We saw her successful in a couple slide attacks. That one just a one down the middle. Peyton Duick, wonderful pass, and then even though Briscoe doesn't get on top of it, she drives it with pace to the corner.
You look at some of the cumulative numbers. Penn State has really smoothed things out. They're siding out at an average of 65% and holding UCLA to only 57%. And Penn State's scoring ratio now is up to 43%. So 43% of the time when Penn State serves, they score a point. Tied at 12, fourth set. First meeting ever at historic Pauley Pavilion. Very good pass. What a reception I thought that was by Cameron Hanna, because that serve was super tough.
It really was. Really deep with pace, catches Cameron Hanna. But look at Taylor Trammell drive in the gap. Both she and Brooklyn Briscoe thought the other came under the net.
Flat serve just out of bounds. One of our sponsors is State Farm. Good hands. I'll tell you, the Big Ten is in good hands with Izzy Stark, Charlie Furbinger, Kristen Klein, 3 outstanding freshman setters. UMA on. There is Katie Schumacher-Colley. And of course, everybody wishing her the very best in her battle against breast cancer. Was diagnosed in September and had her first chemotherapy treatment this past Monday. Merzik fighting that off. Good pokey dig, but nobody there to help Pack. A tough chance for UCLA, but that's the kind of plays they have to make, particularly in a hard-fought fourth set, to try to stay in this match.
Usually a libro's on the floor and will step in and set that ball, but only a DS on the floor and nobody was ready to set it.
Those are the opportunity. Chances you take as a coach. You know, they're pluses and minuses. You know, sometimes you'll have a blocking sub come in and there's no setter on the floor. Grace Olson is having a really nice match and good connection with Pack.
I really like what Grace Olson's doing on the right side. She's got so much range. We've seen her use the entire court. We've seen her out of the back row. She's been a bright spot for sure for the Bruins.
Now tied with Leverett for the most kills so far for the Bruins. Right side to Jarovicius, tries to recycle, but a better block by the Bruins. Kiki Horn along with Anna Dotson.
That ball died inside and Anna Dotson all over that. Jarovicius just tries to get her feet there, just can't get on top of it, tries to recycle, but Bruins get the block.
Got the ball on Mendelson. Out to Merzik, rattles through Dodson. Kiki Horn tried to keep that ball alive, but could not. And very steadily, after the first couple of sets, Jess Merzik was struggling. If you take her numbers, only in 3 and into 4, rock solid.
Great players find a way.
Yep. Because when you're as good as Jess Merzik is, number 9 in pink, you're not coming out because you do so many other things. But they need her point scoring. Horn off the edge and away from Stark, Angelina Stark, the older sister in the backcourt.
Kiki Horn, the freshman. her 4th kill. Grace Olson handling the passing duties on that one. And then high to the cross-court corner for the Bruin point.
Pretty quiet night so far for Horn. Here we are in the 4th set. She averages just under 3 kills per set, so that's not much action. Here is Riley. Excellent pass. And Merzik with some room. Really good pass and work by Mendelson.
I'm not sure you want to serve at Jillian Grimes. She's been handling the serve receive. That first contact has been really consistent tonight for Penn State. Yes, she's hogging the court, stepping in front of players. That's her job. But I think you got to make her move more.
I'll give you the team numbers. Grimes is at the top of that chart. Nice play by Dotson. As far as receiving is concerned, to your point, Holly, Jillian Grimes is 59% good or perfect. Means more than half the time Penn State is in system when she touches the ball. As a team, they're only 48%.
Anna Dotson getting that slide kill going down the line. And when the Bruins have all these hitters contributing, they put up good numbers.
Dotson now with 6 kills. 17-16 is the lead for UCLA. Must-win situation for the Bruins, trailing 2-1. And another block by Audrey Pack.
Audrey Pack picks good spots, and she is disciplined with her hand press over the net. She's done a really nice job. Look at that penetration.
John Spiraz to find a head coach for the women's team. UCLA. Good section of volleyball for them. 7-4, they're outscoring Merzik and Penn State. Right side to Mendelson. Interesting choice, but to good effect.
Not sure Maggie Mendelson was ready for it, but with the setter like Izzy Stark, you always have to be available. She finds ways to feed you. It was just a tough angle for the kill, but Bruins weren't ready for it.
Holly, totally unfair, but I'll do it anyway. Who do you think would be on the short list for candidates for the women's job? We'll have further discussion, as will everybody else, for the next couple of months.
That's a loaded question.
It sure is. Lots of very, very talented people working in the sport of volleyball these days. Zhao's coming. Stark has got some heat as a hitter. Izzy Stark, number 21 in pink, with the kill. Well, I don't know what the Las Vegas odds are, but there's going to be an interesting list of people coming to the fore. They're going to be one of the women's national team coach.
Is that 6 kills for Izzy Stark, the setter for Penn State? One of the best hitters in pink.
Ball set a little bit tight. Good choice to recycle by Hannah. Tied at 18. Really important juncture in this 4th set. There was a touch on the block. What a dig by Faldudo. Thought that ball was down into the deep cross court. And down the line, Sheridan Leverett once again.
Look at this one-arm stab by Ava Faldudo to keep it alive for Penn State. And then Audrey Pack isolates Leverett on the outside for the kill down the line.
Getting towards the red zone. Does UCLA believe? That was the message from Alfie Reft after all of these 5-set losses. That ball out of bounds, and now UCLA with a 2-point advantage.
Penn State is one of the best teams in the country, and UCLA is playing with them. They've shown that they can do that, but can they finish a match and get the W?
Well, to your point, and everybody knows it, there's so many tough matches in the Big Ten Conference. Penn State was at Ohio State last week. They had to go, and Ohio State's been struggling with some injuries as well, and they had to go 5 sets to win that match. Big swing by Leverett off the inside edge. Penn State needs a timeout. The lead is 21-18. Coach Schumacher-Cawley is going to let it go.
Two-hitter rotation. Izzy Stark in the front row for Penn State.
Along with Trammell. Watch number 1 in pink on the good pass. Pass is excellent. Gap no. Merzik out of the back row and missed it. The connection was not perfect.
I like the idea by Penn State loading up the left side and then the D-ball to Merzik.
Pack again, good flat serve. Going to be a tough swing for Hannah. That is blocked. Briscoe along with Olsen.
Incredible the pressure that UCLA is putting on Penn State right now. I'm shocked that they're not calling a timeout. Good set to the net, but Brooklyn Briscoe does a fantastic job getting out and closing to Grace Olsen for the Bruin point.
Briscoe's been a game changer since she's come on. Came in for Leilani Dotson. Angelina Stark will come in now to add some reception. Actually, she's going to come in for Cameron Hanna and hit on the left side. I think that head coach Katie Schumacher-Colley is figuring that this set is gone and wants to give Cameron Hanna a little bit of a break going into what looks like is going to be a fifth set. Good pass by Merzick. Taylor Trammell says, I have other ideas.
Izzy Stark to Taylor Trammell, #1 in pink. They have been fantastic all night long. This is a pressure situation, but the belief is there in the cannon of an arm by #1.
UCLA cannot be thinking about West Lafayette and Holloway Gym. They need to close this out and force a tiebreaker. Very smart shot. Wipe off the block by Briscoe.
Set was a little bit tight and wide. Brooklyn Briscoe getting her 4th kill on 7 swings.
Holly, what's the score?
24-19, set point.
What was the score at Purdue in the second set? 24-19.
It was. They were leading and could not finish, but they've learned their lesson.
We're about to find out. We could be playing yet another 5th set. It's the only thing seemingly the Bruins do. Boy, tough chance for Stark. UCLA, a swing to force a 5th set. Good choice to Grace Olsen, who hammers the ball to the floor. Once again, a good response. Penn State won the opening set, UCLA responded. Penn State won the third, and then UCLA comes back in really fine form to take the 4th set, 25-19. And for the 5th time in their brief history in the Big Ten Conference, UCLA is going to go 5.
Beat this team, and can they play strong in this 5th set?
Penn State will start things out. Here is Jillian Grimes. Going to her counterpart, Dueck, and tip over the top. Anna Dotson with a kill. Good start for UCLA in reception and attack.
UCLA has been working with Nicole Davis, a former indoor Olympic volleyball player who works with Michael Gervais on the sports psych side, and she has been on their bench helping them get over that hump. Believe. It's what happens upstairs is really important to the result on the court.
Lutz working on Stark. Very nice pass, and Jaravicius somehow gets that ball tucked inside of Briscoe.
Izzy Stark, lots of confidence in Jaravicius. This ball a little bit off the net and wide, but she sneaks that one through the Bruin block.
Caroline Jaravicius came in the 3rd set, replacing Alexa Markley. Good reception once again, and Sheridan Leverett, who got UCLA off to a very good start offensively, cooled off a little bit, but a nice kill there. Leverett now with 18 kills on 42 swings.
When UCLA passes the ball well and gets all the hitters involved, they have shown that they can score.
And Audrey Pack has done a wonderful job running the offense, but look at the added value in what she's done blocking-wise. Good pass by Stark again. Mendelson, not particularly clean, but chopping that ball in between the blockers of Leverett and Briscoe. Teams each have an additional challenge, 2 timeouts, even though the 5th and final set is only to 15. With both teams, I think Penn State has 3 challenges, UCLA has 2. Olsen, how good has Grace Olsen been all night long? Number 12 for UCLA.
Alfie Reft has been talking about getting Grace Olsen some more movement on the court. She comes from left front, runs all the way across the court, kind of a modified slide, but it creates a gap between the 2 blockers and pays off for the Bruins.
17 kills on 38 swings, hitting just under 300. Big night for the Bruins. Pretty good pass. Outside to Hannah.
Cameron Hannah hit that ball so hard it came all the way across the court and out the other side. Beautiful tool of the block.
Jess Merzick leading the way again. Midway through the third set, she was barely positive. She's now hitting very much in positive territory, 14 kills. Hannah now with 13, Taylor Trammell with 10, Caroline Jaravicius with 7. I'll give you the UCLA leaders in a moment. Here is Menger, been a pretty good server. Dig by Faldudo. Hannah.
Penn State that time with a defensive stop. Look at this ball to Cameron Hannah. Big swing. You see the seam between the two Bruin blockers, and Cameron Hannah takes advantage.
And Jess Merzick just went over and gave some love to Ava Faldudo for that dig. Right side again. And nothing stopping Grace Olson tonight. Really superb performance.
Audrey Pack feeling it, tossing it back to the right side, and Grace Olson just crushing this ball down the line. Good pace, and then the block late, giving her some line to work down, and she's taking it.
And how close is this match? 59 kills to 57 Penn State. 10 blocks to 9. Sheridan Leverett, Grace Olson, and then the rest of the team. They need the rest of the team to show up right now and get on the board in a 5-set match. Hannah again. Perfect delivery by Izzy Stark, insistent.
Izzy Stark jumps at the ball, kind of turned her body like she was going to attack the ball, and that held the blocker for the Bruins, forcing them to be late on the left pin.
They do it back on in the libero position. And here is Izzy Stark. 41 assists so far on the night. Her team hitting 263. Olsen is blocked. Taylor Trammell, that ball was left a little bit inside. A little bit of trash talk here, and immediately the first referee took control of it. Big stuff block in an emotional match. Penn State in Pauley Pavilion for the first time. Katie Schumacher-Colley telling us how. Let's take another look. Well, there's Katie Schumacher-Colley. I thought we were going to take another look at that particular block, but she's telling us how excited her team was to come out to Southern California. They wanted to go to In-N-Out, and I said, is In-N-Out a thing? You know, for Penn State students, I guess In-N-Out is a thing for everybody.
Well, they don't have In-N-Out in Pennsylvania.
That's my point.
Yes.
How is it a thing if they don't? I guess it's a thing if you're where you are. So they all went to In-N-Out.
In-N-Out is famous. You come to California, you get In-N-Out, even if it's 11 p.m. at night.
And the team was really enjoying the weather, although I'm sure it's absolutely beautiful at Penn State with the foliage. Stark, good delivery. Haven't seen Hannah much on the right side. Missed opportunity for the Bruins. UCLA trailing by 1. And through the block and down for Dodson.
We talk about needing all those hitters contributing, and this is why Anna Dodson playing into this match, had a slow start, but now making a difference for the Bruins.
Dodson now 8 kills on 25 swings. And we are going to have a challenge, so we will wait to hear from the official challenging what looked to be a net violation, but we'll hear for sure.
And we have a challenge on the floor on that last play, the challenge by the coach of Penn State on whether or not that was a net violation.
Penn State is challenging a net fault. Original decision is no net.
So as the rally continues on, but I think the contention was the first block attempt.
Like,
Yep.
I couldn't tell which player's hand followed through and got a part of the net.
That's good work by the Penn State staff. Here it is again.
Looks like Kiki Horn. Her right hand.
Yeah, that's excellent work by our crew. That's the play. And I agree with you, Holly. The right forearm wrist area of Kiki Horn, number 14 in blue. and the net violation. And Penn State had their full allotment.
Call will be reversed.
Additional challenge
Point to Penn
in the
State.
fifth set. There you go. Net violation called against UCLA. That is a very, very important use of the challenge at this particular juncture. That's a 2-point switch. So Penn State on top 7-5. Each team has 2 challenges remaining. I don't think I saw that. Penn State at 18-1, currently ranked number 3 in the nation, behind only Pitt and Nebraska. UCLA at 9-8, 3-5 in conference, and 4 of those 5 losses in 5 sets. Do it. Perfect pass. Dodson again.
UCLA has had a nice passing match, but now really opening things up, getting Anna Dodson going in that gap.
Teams will change sides when one reaches 8. Kate Riley on to serve for the Bruins. Perfect pass by Merzik into the middle to Trammell. Good block touch. Big swing here for the Bruins. Into the cross court. Leverett again.
The UCLA blocks slowed things down, and then Duick slid under this ball, kept it alive, and then Leverett goes to work in transition. Sharp cross-court kill.
19 kills for Leverett, 19 kills for Olsen. Perfect pass to Grimes. That's a service error, and UCLA pays the price. And hasn't Jess Merzik come on strong in sets 3, 4, and 5? Teams will change sides. Another 5-set match for the UCLA Bruins. Penn State really being challenged on the road once again. Over a top 3 opponent since 2019. I'm guessing that would be the Stanford Cardinal. And on the other side, Katie Schumacher-Colley, 14-match Big Ten regular season win streak. That's the longest currently in the Big Ten Conference, and that is at stake as well. Back with 3-time Olympian and NCAA champion Holly McPeak. I'm Paul Sunderland, right down to the wire once again for the Bruins, this time against number 3, Penn State. Ball set too tight. Merzik, good high swing. Merzik again. Dug by Duick, back row to Olsen, and just misses it out of bounds. What a good swing. Just a little bit long.
Grace Olsen has had tremendous success tonight, taking those big swings. That one missed by inches.
Both teams showing up in the 5th set. Penn State hitting at 667, UCLA 455. Coming out to Leverett. Good read by Riley at the defensive end, and that ball into the antenna and out of bounds. Unforced error by the Bruins.
Bruins are getting opportunities, but not able to kill them.
Alfie Reft was going over to speak with the second referee and talked about or thought about a challenge, but instead will take one of his 2 allotted timeouts here in the 5th set tiebreaker. So now Penn State on top 10-7, and once again UCLA lose to Michigan, lose to USC, lose to Purdue, lose to Minnesota, all in 5 sets.
Well, the good news for UCLA, they're close with a lot of elite teams. The bad news is they haven't been able to turn that corner and pull the upset yet.
Yeah, the score, which we have on our score bug, is correct. We're told that the indoor scoreboard or scoreboards is, as you can see, inaccurate. Our score is correct at 10-7. And remember that all-important challenge? Instead of 6-all, it was 7-5, and then immediately to the side change. And what a performance to me. I think Jess Merzik is one of a very, very impressive player, not only in the Big Ten, but in all of college volleyball. Number 9 in pink was not having her best night, and we documented it. She had taken 23 swings, and she was like +1. And now she has completely turned that around for her team, most importantly. 15 kills on 49 swings. And if you didn't see the first 2.5 sets, you'd look at the box score and go, yeah, she had an okay night. Very well done by the graduate student out of Livonia, Michigan for Penn State. Grimes will go back to serve at the defensive end. Penn State with 59 digs, UCLA with 60. It's been so close. Penn State 61 kills, UCLA with 60. Penn State with 11 blocks, UCLA with 9. Very, very close match overall. The total number of points is going to be a whisker apart. The lead is 3. Tough serve out of system. Got the ball on Stark, here to Merzick. A chance for UCLA to get back in this point. Not yet. Huge block by Mendelson.
Early in this match, we talked about Penn State's blocking, but lately we haven't said or called Maggie Mendelson's name on the block, but here she gets there and closes and pushes that ball deep into the court.
Penn State now with the 11-7 lead. Leverett, no on the slide, the connection not there. Good hustle that time by Grimes, but just out of reach. An absolute must-have first ball side out for UCLA.
Anna Dodson, again, driving off 1 foot and then perfect little touch, soft over the block. Jillian Grimes is everywhere and can't come up with that one.
Grimes 13 digs so far on the night. Izzy Stark leading the way with 14. Here is Lutz. Overpass. Briscoe is dug. What a dig that time by Grimes. And Jarrett just being vicious off the right side.
Tough serve here and then the overpass. But look at Grimes, overhand dig that ball, didn't even flinch, and Caroline Jurevicius flies in from the right and crushes it.
What a read and dig by Grimes to keep that ball off the floor, and now out of bounds. 5th set again for UCLA, and a timeout is called. Second and final timeout called by second-year head coach Alfie Reft. And just when Penn State needed it, remember the 2-point switch on the challenge, and they're on a 6-1 run. And Jillian Grimes, I mean, UCLA looks snake bit. Brooklyn Briscoe right on top of the net and then hit straight down, and Grimes digs it. Remember going across town, USC taking on Michigan State. We'll get you over there right now. That is on the Fox Sports app.
Penn State's been making plays. We have the Mendelson block, and then Jillian Grimes with that incredible overhand dig, and then Caroline Jurevicius flying in from the right side. They are making plays and putting the pressure back on the Bruins.
The message from Alfie Reft, and you quoted it before first serve, even though all of these 5-set matches have gone against the Bruins, and some of them, I mean, have been very, very close in the 5th set. We're not talking 15-7, 15-8, 15-9. But you have to keep believing, and this is a tough one for the UCLA Bruins, now trailing 13-8 here in the 5th. Cameron Hanna 15 kills, Merzick with 15, Taylor Trammell 10 of 19, hitting .474. Very solid performance, and Izzy Stark there the entire way, along with Grimes and Faldudo in the reception and defensive phases. Must side out here for the Bruins. Right side, and off of Merzick and down. Brooklyn Briscoe been really good off the bench for the Bruins.
Brooklyn Briscoe, 5th kill, and Jess Merzick was a high flyer trying to shut that down, but Briscoe sneaks it inside.
Pack back to serve, 13-9. There is a sliver of hope now for Pack and UCLA. Put it over to the other side. First ball reception, very nicely done by Stark. And Merzick smartly off the edge of Olsen, and now match points for the visitors from Penn State. Free ball for Penn State. First match point. And tipped down by Stark. What a read by Izzy Stark. And once again, UCLA falls in 5. Penn State perseveres. They improve to 19-1, 9-0 in conference. So that'll wrap it up from Los Angeles. Coming up next, USC and Michigan State for Holly McPeak and our entire crew. I'm Paul Sunderland.